was 8 years old when she passed away of a brain tumor, and she had fought brain cancer for 3 years. So she fought valiantly and she fought long, and she also ended well. She was a very, very incredibly compassionate little girl who was constantly asking what we could do for other people. Even in her toughest days, on her toughest days, she was concerned about how other people were doing. And so Naomi's Ride was born because of her heart to give back. She also really, really loved to be on the motorcycle with her papa, and so it was a natural, what's the word? It grew organically, I should say, out of her love for the bike as well as her love to give back. And so we do the ride in her memory every year to keep it alive, as well as just remember the joy that she had in life. So Naomi's Ride is a one-day motorcycle ride that we have to raise money for the Neurosurgery Kids Fund. And what it is we start off with a breakfast to kick it off, and then the guys take off, and then we wrap it up at the end of about a 4.5 hour ride with a family event where we invite the families of the riders as well as families from the Neurosurgery Kids Fund to come together and just have some fun together with a barbecue and some activities for the family and things like that.
My name is Victor Elgot, and I am Naomi's father. My connection to the event is organizing and lead the ride as Naomi's father, and bring awareness of the Neurosurgery Kids Fund in the Stollery Children's Hospital.
My name is Melinda Elgot, and I am one of the organizers of Naomi's Ride. I also have the privilege of being Naomi's mother.
My name is Rick Langlet. I have a couple connections to the event. I work the sales department with EcoCycle, who's a major sponsor of Naomi's Ride. And Victor, Naomi's dad, is a member of the Rat Rockers Club that I also belong to.
The year after Naomi passed away, Victor came to me and said, I'd really, really like to organize a one-day ride in memory of Naomi. And so I said, I don't have the emotional capacity to do that right now. And then wonderfully, he became friends with Rick from the Rat Rockers. And in one of their meetings, they were chatting about some of the things that they'd like to participate in, some of the rides and the charities that they'd like to give back to. And Victor just mentioned that one day he would like to do a ride in memory of his daughter. And the Rockers jumped right on board. They are a fabulous group of men, and jumped right on board and said, okay, let's get her done. And so myself, along with Rick and Victor, a couple of other guys from the Rat Rockers, and then Deandra, of course, from the Beer Hunters, just got together, and it came together so beautifully that our first year was, I think it was much more successful than any of us could have imagined. And so we're looking forward to the years to come.
Not really. My grieving for my daughter is gonna be always with me, but I like to share the story of my daughter with as many people as I can. I want to share my passion for this event with as many people as I can. Support, we receive support from the most varied sources. We have support from different companies, we have support from different institutions that will again support us and be part of the event, this event in future years too. Well, last year was the first one, and we were not expecting the result we had. I personally was expecting to have 25 to 30 bikes, and we got 63 motorcycles. We surpassed our goal as fundraising, and this year I expect to see more bikes, more brothers and sisters riding together. I expect to have a lot of fun. I expect people to come and join us and ride for this great cause.
We start the morning off with a hot breakfast at Echo Cycle. Last year there was 64 bikes there, so it was pretty fast paced. Everybody turns in their pledges, and then we head out on the ride. Once we return back to Echo Cycle for the end of the ride, there'll be a fair for the kids with some face painting, tattoos, balloon art. There'll be a barbecue going, compliments to the beer hunter, beer gardens, and most of the sponsors will have corporate tents set up as well. The most memorable moment for me was when we returned after the ride. All the families, all the kids, all the bikes roaring in together with their pipes, revving up their bikes, pipes cracking, people cheering. It was very high energy. No, not at all. We're going to ride in staggered formation. There'll be lead and tail riders, so nobody will be left behind. It'll be very organized. It's not a race, it's a very leisurely ride, so all skill levels are welcome to participate. The ride's approximately 300 kilometers. It'll take roughly 3 hours. Full gear is preferred, helmet, gloves, boots, a good jacket, and some riding pants or chaps if you have them. Absolutely, there's lots going on at Echo Cycle before the ride, lots going on after the ride. There'll be lots of families with their kids at the fair when we return. Most of the money is collected by pledges. The riders are pledged. The riders themselves also pay a registration fee, and if they don't want to collect pledges, if they're not comfortable with collecting pledges, they can also make a sponsor dollar amount of their own choice. We also have some corporate sponsors that have sponsored the event as well. Yeah, the Saturday before the ride, June 18th, at the Beer Hunter in St. Albert, there's a silent auction fundraiser with a live band, Loud and Plowed. There's over 100 silent auction items, and all the proceeds from the auction go back to Naomi's Ride, as well as 10% of the food and drink bill from all the participants will also go back to the ride.
Funds go to the Neurosurgery Kids Fund, which is an organization that's run out of the Stollery Children's Hospital. The Neurosurgery Kids Fund was born out of a need for a summer camp for children who had brain or spinal trauma. And the fund has grown since then to being able to provide family programs for support if they are admitted to the hospital, sibling support evenings and groups, family nights, date nights. They also provide bags for, like, comfort bags and things like that for kids that are having a tough time in the hospital, as well as from Naomi's death, there was also a bereavement program that has been born out of that. And so the Neurosurgery Kids Fund started as a camp and has grown into much more, but is also still running Camp Everest. Personally,
I find joy talking about my daughter. I find joy riding my motorcycle. I will lead responsibly. I will be the best leader I can, and I will hope that everybody has as much fun as I have.
This event means to me, first of all, we get to give back to an organization that has given so much to us. Second of all, we get to continue to keep Naomi's legacy alive, both in her heart of compassion and her love for riding, as well as it raises awareness in a brand new community of riders for who our daughter was, for who we are, for an organization that is continuing to change lives. And also I think that there are much more to motorbikers than just two wheels on the pavement in the summertime.
This year event will be bigger and better. EcoCycle is providing with the parking lot in the new store, in the new building, and it's gonna be legendary.